Hello, George Notchik here. This is the second update concerning the survey on Rainy Lake here in northern Minnesota in the boundary waters of the U.S. and Canada. The purpose of this update is to give a progress report on how the deployment of marker poles and targets out on the lake ice is progressing. This map here shows the primary measurement line. Here is the home base, the observation point where auto levels and theodolites would be set up, and they'll be shooting in a northeasterly direction out across the lake here to Home Island in the Canadian waters. The shore of Home Island is just a hair under 6 miles from the home base, and there will be 4 marker poles and targets deployed out essentially evenly spaced from the observation point out to Home Island. Currently I have the first marker pole here deployed and the one on Franzen Island deployed. This video will show the deployment of these 2 markers, plus conducting an investigation into positioning prism corner reflectors at each of these marker points and shining a laser and seeing how much light gets reported back, whether or not I can hit these targets and have a reflection reported back to the observation point. This video will show what happened when I shined a laser at this target, at the target at end of Franzen Island, and also a target here 6 miles away on Home Island. So what is to follow is some video taken out on the ice as I've deployed the marker poles, the first and second marker poles, and the laser target out here at position 4 on Home Island. I'm zooming in to show the measurement line going from home base out to Home Island at 6 miles. This is Home Island here in the Canadian waters. And that's where the 4th position, the 4th target, will be deployed. I have a laser target there, but not yet a marker target to shoot with for the auto level, and nor do I have this one placed yet. But we do have a target now placed at the tip of Franzen Island here at 2.72 miles, and I also have another target placed here at 1.36 miles out on the lake ice. And then the measurement, the home base measurement, is right here on the south shore of Sand Bay. In International Falls, Minnesota is just to the west or to the left of what you're seeing here by 5 miles. This is Wednesday, the 28th of February. It's right around noon. I'm looking out at the first target. I can see we're about halfway up in the upper triangle from being centered on the target. This is just preliminary to determine how much I have to adjust the height of the target and trying to get an idea of the amount of refraction that I'm dealing with. We're looking through the auto level. Air temperature seems to be fairly stable, and there isn't any shimmer in the background. We're going to go out on the ice and make adjustments and then come back and see how close I got it to where it needs to be. So here's our observation point. Con and I are now out at the first marker pole, which is at 1.32 miles from the observation point. I'm getting ready to move the target up. The target height is 19 inches, and determining back at the observation point where he's looking through the auto level, I estimated that the target needs to be moved up one target height, and I just measured that to be 19 inches. And if we look here, here is the 72-inch mark from the center of the target, so I've marked that on the pole and then measured off 19 inches to here. So I'm going to now loosen up the 2x4 and move this mark here on up to this mark here. I just finished raising the target height. The 72-inch mark used to be here. Now I've moved it up 19 inches to here. I can see we've got a moon out in the sky. The sun has been burning off the clouds, so we should be able to get good viewing when we get back to home base. It's nice and sunny out right now. Most of the clouds have been burnt away. So now I'll set up the corner reflector. target set to the height, and I have corner reflector set up there. You can see. I just measured the 72-inch mark to the center of the target down to the ice. From here on down to the ice, and that's 64 1/4 inches. Of course, it doesn't mean anything at this time, because when we go to measure the water height to the center of the target, we'll be popping a hole in the ice and let the water come up. But that measurement should be within a couple inches of being where the water is. Usually water will come up within 10% of the ice thickness, and the ice thickness out here is about 27 inches, so that means the water will come up to about 2.5 inches of the surface when a hole is bored in. So we've got 72 inches plus 64 1/4, so that's 134 1/4. So we're probably looking at about 136 inches to the surface of the water. So anyway, we're set up. We can see we have nice sunlight out. Looking out now towards Franzen Island. There's the Franzen Island channel marker. Good view of it. I brought one of my calibrated bulb thermometers with me, laboratory bulb thermometer, and you can see that here about 10 feet above the ice, the air temperature is right at about 6.7 degrees Celsius positive. It's a fairly warm day out here on the ice. I didn't bring the thermistor array with me because it's just too much equipment to be hiking out on the ice today, just for a preliminary setup. So here we are. Now we'll go home and see how we did. Yeah, Con and I are now ready to hike back to the car. It's our path there over the ice. Car is all over there by the fish houses. Well, Con, are we ready to go home? It is now 6:15. Sun is set about 15 minutes ago. I'm going to take the laser and see if we can hit the corner reflector on the pole that's 1.32 miles away. Holy moly. It's utterly amazing how much light is coming back. I hold up my hand and I can see the laser on my hand being reflected back. See if I can capture this. See, there's the laser shooting the light right there, and I'm behind it a couple feet. And there it is on my hand. Coming back from the corner reflector. See how wide the beam is here. The beam coming back looks like it's about 18 inches. Isn't that something? That's a laser light being reflected back from the corner reflector. Shining on my hand here. See the laser's over here. I'm back behind it about 3 feet. And there's a laser light coming back from the corner reflector. That's out at 1.32 miles. Now I'm going to get off axis here. You can see the laser hitting the corner reflector. There isn't much light coming back when we're off axis by about a foot. And then as I move towards the beam, the axis of the beam, you can see it getting brighter and brighter. Then I move off axis here about a foot. Today is March 2nd, and it's around 5:15 in the afternoon. Just installed the marker post by Friends and Island. The target right now is 193 inches above the ice at the center. And now I'm going to set the corner reflector. I'm going to mount it up on the frame over here for shooting the laser light. We'll see how that goes. And home island, where the last target will be, is down at the end. There, we can see it coming up. And that's at 6 miles. We'll have to get that done another day. It's really settled down. There's not much refraction anymore. Boy, it was horrible all day. You just shimmer on the ice, you know, from the sun. The ideal days for doing this are overcast days with about a 10-mile-an-hour breeze.
keeps everything even, huh?
Yeah, good air mixing. Here's the geodetic marker on Franzen Island. You can see where it's in relation to the channel marker. Oh, about 20 feet south of the channel marker, mounted on the bedrock here. Certainly is a nice evening looking out towards Canada. And this is a view shooting back to home base. Sun is set, so the lighting isn't very good. It's kind of grainy. So we're going to set the corner reflector up on the tower frame for the channel marker, and then we'll see how it works for reflecting the laser light back. Reflector, I have the corner reflector now mounted on the frame of the Franzen Island channel marker. You can see it there. Now we'll go back home and shoot the laser at it and see what kind of reflected light we get. This is 2.7 miles away from the observation. Today is March 3rd, 2018. Sun is set. It's 6:22 in the evening, and now going to aim the laser at the corner reflector that's out at 2.7 miles over on Franzen Island. I now have the laser focused on the corner reflector target over on Franzen Island. You can see it's definitely hitting the target. We're getting a lot of reflected light back. There's quite a bit of flickering occurring. This is most likely due to atmospheric changes bending the laser light beam. So as it's passing in front of the corner reflector, it's probably going on and off axis as the turbulence in the atmosphere changes. Off axis here, you can see. Here I am on Home Island. Just set up the corner reflector. Now looking back towards home base. Sun is set. There's a corner reflector in the tree. There's Con and the snowmobile. Now looking out towards home base. Just a little bit to the left is the channel marker on Franzen Island that's blinking. Today is Friday, March 9th. It's 6:30 in the evening. The sun has set about a half an hour ago. I'm now going to see if we can hit the corner reflector out at the 6-mile mark. Have the mount for the laser on the theodolite. Oh, there it is. So you can see the laser mounted on the theodolite. Here's from the back. Alright, I'm on the ice road. I'm going to go out about a half mile from the base and see what the laser looks like and see if we can see the target when we're closer down to the ice. I'm out on the ice road now, about 3/4 of a mile away from the home base, and can just barely see the beam out here, but can certainly see the source of the light. I'm really directly in line with the beam at the moment. It's passing overhead. Can't really see the beam. It's very faint. Now we'll pan over to Franzen Island and pass and see if we can see the target. Can see the beam. You can kind of see the beam passing overhead in the screen. An evening sky tonight. Shortly after sunset, we were treated to a view of both Mercury and Venus. Mercury is a bit above Venus in the evening sky, as you can see. It's not very often we get a good view of Mercury, but the skies were exceptionally clear tonight, and we have a really good view of both Mercury and Venus out on the lake here. It's wonderful.